He has severe cerebral palsy and fetal alcohol syndrome. This is why his voice is so high-pitched. The reason he always seems congested is because the things he consumes go into his lungs instead of his stomach. This is why he can't eat solid. This is also why he's struggling to gain weight. He was supposed to have been coming back to see a specialist and to get CAT scans.
Ladies and gentlemen, the internet is on fire again, and not the cute little someone tweeted something dumb kind of fire. We're talking 5-alarm, algorithm melting, group chat exploding chaos. New health claims about Junior just hit the timeline, and social media reacted like somebody dropped a spoiler for the season finale of reality TV. Feeds are flooded. Comment sections look like digital wrestling rings, and everybody suddenly became a certified medical expert with a Wi-Fi connection and half a headline. And right in the middle of this hurricane of hot takes, Chrisean Rock steps in and says, "Hold on, not so fast." Now before we go any further, buckle up, because what you're about to hear is a mix of viral claims, online reactions, public statements, and internet exaggeration turned up to maximum volume. Nothing spreads faster than rumors wearing a lab coat. And right now the rumor mill is doing Olympic-level sprinting. This story escalated so fast it made celebrity breakups look like slow motion. One post turned into 10 videos. 10 videos turned into 1,000 opinions. And 1,000 opinions turned into pure outrage. The internet didn't just wake up, it chose violence, confusion, and a full buffet of assumptions the moment these new health claims about Junior started bouncing across timelines. 1 minute people were arguing about music drops and boxing debates. The next minute everybody transformed into emergency panel experts with imaginary credentials and dramatic background music. That's how fast the switch flipped. One viral post, a couple of stitched videos, and suddenly the algorithm said, "Yes, chaos, more of that." It started with a handful of accounts posting concerned updates. And you already know that phrase is social media code for buckle up. No official paperwork, no verified statement attached, just emotional captions, cropped screenshots, and voiceovers that sounded like they were auditioning for a crime documentary. The tone was heavy, the wording was explosive, and the comment sections filled up faster than a sneaker drop. When the internet smells drama, it doesn't walk, it teleports. People began quoting each other as sources. Think about that. Not doctors, not reports, not confirmed representatives. Just people quoting people who quoted other people who heard something from somebody who knows someone who once commented on a live. That's not a source. That's a rumor relay race. But online, that's more than enough to launch a trending storm. Within hours, reaction creators were rolling out 10-minute breakdowns over 30 seconds of unverified chatter. Thumbnails looked like the end of the world, big arrows, shocked faces, red circles. You would think a classified document fell out of a helicopter. Titles screamed urgency like the internet was about to expire at midnight. Analysis packed its bags and left the building. And let's talk about how quickly concern turns into performance online. Some posts sounded sympathetic. Others sounded like they were farming engagement like it's digital agriculture season. Because nothing grows clicks faster than emotional headlines mixed with uncertainty. Sprinkle in a question mark, add a shocked emoji, and boom, a viral casserole. Supporters stepped in saying people needed to slow down and stop turning sensitive topics into spectator sport. Critics responded by saying public lives invite public discussion. Neutral observers tried to ask for proof and got buried under a landslide of opinions wearing superhero capes. Nobody wanted to be patient. Patience doesn't trend. Then the slow motion replay squad arrived. These are the frame-by-frame investigators who believe every pixel holds a hidden message. They started analyzing clips, photos, past streams, old statements, connecting dots that may not even belong on the same page. If stretching conclusions were an Olympic sport, gold medals would be handed out hourly. And while all this digital detective work was happening, the emotional temperature kept rising. Posts got louder, language got sharper, assumptions started dressing themselves like facts and walking around with confidence. That's when you know the situation has left the station and taken 3 extra tracks with it, right? In the center of this online tornado, Chrisean Rock becomes the focal point again, because whenever something involving junior trends, the spotlight swings fast and hard. The commentary shifted from what's being claimed to how is she responding, almost instantly. That's how outrage cycles work. They need a central character. When she addressed the noise, it didn't come out like a polished press release with piano music and legal vocabulary. It came out direct, emotional, and offensive the way real reactions usually do when someone feels the internet is building a narrative without permission. She pushed back on exaggerations and signaled that not everything flying around online reflects the real situation. In other words, pump the brakes. But social media does not have brakes. It has nitro boosters. Her response didn't calm the crowd. It split it. One side said this should end the speculation. The other side said it raised more questions. That's the internet's favorite sport, turning answers into new mysteries. You can hand people a glass of water and they'll debate whether it's actually invisible juice. Comment sections became digital boxing rings. Every sentence turned into a counterpunch. Every reply came with uppercase letters and emotional punctuation. You could practically hear keyboard sweating. People weren't discussing anymore. They were performing certainty. Then came the remix accounts, the ones who take a statement, cut it into 6 dramatic clips, add thunder sound effects, and present it like a season finale twist. Context packed its bags and went on vacation. Nuance didn't even get invited. And let's be honest, the speed of escalation here is wild. Real situations take time to understand. The internet gives you about 8 minutes before it demands a conclusion, a villain, a hero, and a plot twist. That's not investigation. That's improv theater with Wi-Fi. Some voices try to inject reason, saying health-related topics, especially involving children, should not be turned into trending entertainment. That's when they got hit with the classic reply, "So we're not allowed to talk now." Online debates always swing between silence and shouting, never moderation. The middle lane is empty. Meanwhile, meme culture entered the chat because nothing escapes memeification. Even serious discussions get turned into reaction images and looping jokes. Humor shows up uninvited, sits in the front row, and starts selling popcorn. That's the strange duality of internet culture, outrage and comedy sharing the same couch. What makes this moment especially explosive is the combination of uncertainty plus personality plus history. A public figure already lives under a microscope. Every new claim, verified or not, feels amplified. Past drama gets dragged back into present discussion like receipts from a canceled show. And now the audience is fully locked in. People refreshing feeds, watching lives, checking updates, waiting for the next statement like it's the next episode drop. Because once a narrative hooks the timeline, attention becomes a currency. And everybody wants a piece of the payout. But here's the cliffhanger nobody wants to admit. At this stage, more heat than light exists. More noise than confirmed detail, more reaction than verified record. The story is running faster than the facts, and that's always where things get messy. Part 2 approximately equals 1,200 words, and just when you thought the volume couldn't go any higher, the internet grabbed a megaphone, climbed on the roof, and started screaming in surround sound. Because now the situation didn't just live in rumor posts, it graduated into full-blown reaction culture. We're talking live stream panels, stitched videos, quote tweets fighting quote tweets, and creators analyzing other creators who were analyzing the original rumor like it's a reaction Matryoshka doll. Drama inside more drama. This is the phase where stories stop being discussed and start being weaponized. Every side suddenly had proof, not actual documents, vibes, interpretations, and emotional confidence presented like courtroom evidence. One creator says, "This confirms everything." Another says, "This debunks it all." Both using the same clip, same 10 seconds, different universes. Bigger commentary pages jumped in, and when the large platforms enter the chat, the fire turns into a wildfire. Now millions are watching, not thousands. The tone gets sharper, the thumbnails get more dramatic, and the titles start sounding like the trailer voice guy is yelling from the clouds. You'd think the internet was about to hold a press conference with laser lights. Celebrity adjacent figures began reacting to, not with direct statements, but with those mysterious posts that say everything without technically saying anything. You know the type: a vague quote, a side-eye emoji, a truth always comes out caption. Social media Sherlocks immediately treated those like encrypted messages from a spy satellite. Who is this about? This can't be random. Relax, sometimes a quote is just a quote, not a classified leak. Then the meme factories hit maximum production. Reaction GIFs, edited clips, mock breaking news graphics. Satirical edits that made the whole situation look like a reality show reunion episode. The internet can turn anything into a joke faster than you can say out of context. It's equal opportunity chaos. Nothing is safe. Not seriousness, not sensitivity, not timing doubt, but at the same time. A counterwave formed, people pushing back hard against turning health-related claims into viral entertainment. They started calling out creators for dramatizing and verified information. Some posts basically said, "Y'all turned concern into content and monetized it." That line hit like a cymbal crash. Because nobody likes being accused of clout farming. In 4K, naturally, the accused creators responded with defensive speeches about raising awareness and just reporting what's trending. Which is internet language for, "Don't blame me, blame the algorithm." The algorithm, by the way, is undefeated and accepts zero responsibility. Meanwhile, every past clip involving Chrisean Rock started getting resurrected like old episodes in a binge-watch marathon streamed from months ago. Quotes from interviews, old arguments, old emotional moments. Everything got replayed, reinterpreted, and re-narrated with brand new dramatic voiceovers. Context was stretched so far it needed physical therapy. Pop culture comparisons started flying everywhere. People said the saga is more layered than a reality show crossover episode hosted by chaos itself. Others joked that the timeline feels like a courtroom drama written by social media and directed by conspiracy TikTok. When your situation starts getting compared to 3 different TV genres at once, you know the narrative has escaped containment. Then came the expert panels, and I use the word expert the way the internet does, which means anyone with a camera and strong opinions. Suddenly you had behavior analysts, image readers, tone interpreters, and body language breakdown artists explaining micro-expressions like they're decoding alien signals. Notice the pies. Watch the blink. Sir, that's a human face, not a lie detector. And still no verified medical documentation attached to the loudest claims, just louder storytelling. The confidence level kept rising while the evidence level stayed jogging in place. It's like watching a movie where the soundtrack is at 100 but the picture is buffering. Chrisean's response continued to circulate, and supporters amplified it like a shield. They argued she addressed the rumors directly and people should respect that. Critics argued responses don't automatically erase suspicion. And right there is the internet paradox. Statements calm some people and energize others. There is no universal off switch. Some creators began pivoting their tone, suddenly sounding cautious after going full siren mode earlier. It was the digital version of slamming the brakes and pretending you weren't speeding. "We're just asking questions now," they said after making 12 dramatic declarations yesterday. That pivot was smoother than a politician in election season. Private messages and alleged insider chats started getting mentioned, never fully shown, always heavily summarized. That's the oldest trick in the viral playbook. I've seen things I can't post. Convenient, mysterious, engagement-friendly. The internet treats unseen receipts like mythical artifacts. The audience split even more aggressively. One side demanded accountability for rumor spreading. The other demanded deeper investigation into the claims. Neutral ground officially packed up and moved to another platform. Every comment thread looked like a verbal dodgeball tournament. And here's where the temperature really spiked. People began arguing about motives instead of facts. Not, is this true? But why would they say this? And who benefits? Once motive debates begin, logic usually leaves through the back door. Motive talk is gasoline for speculation engines. The situation also triggered a wider conversation about boundaries. What should be public discussion and what shouldn't? Some said public figures live public lives. Others said children and health topics should never be content fuel. That debate got intense fast. No whispering, only verbal fireworks. Reaction channels started competing for the most balanced take while still using explosive titles. That's like selling a fire extinguisher with a flamethrower label. Calm message, chaotic marketing. The contradiction was almost artistic. And through all of this, attention kept climbing. Views stacking, clips multiplying, opinions reproducing. Like rabbits on espresso, the story became bigger than the original claim. It turned into a meta-drama about rumor culture itself, how fast narratives form, how quickly sides lock in, how rarely breaks get applied. But here's the twist nobody likes. When stories grow this fast, they usually grow sloppy, threads cross, timelines blur, quotes morph, interpretations drift. By the time most people join the conversation, they're reacting to version 7 of a story that started as version 1. Which brings us to the uncomfortable tension hanging in the air right now. The louder this gets, the more consequences start lining up in the background. Reputation hits, trust erosion, relationship strain, public fatigue. Because viral storms don't just make noise, they leave dents. And what happens when the noise starts turning into fallout? That's where this saga shifts from spectacle to impact, and the aftershocks are just getting started. Now here's where the story stops being just loud and starts being heavy. Because when a rumor wave crashes this hard, it doesn't just make noise, it leaves damage behind. Digital smoke everywhere, reputations coughing, relationships dying each other from across the room, and the public still refreshing. Like the next update is going to drop with the music. At this stage, people aren't just debating the claims anymore. They're judging character, history, parenting, motives, and entire personality blueprints like they're casting a movie. Villain, the internet never reviews one chapter. It reviews the whole series, the spin-off, and the director's commentary. What started as new health claims turned into a full personality trial in the court of public opinion. No judge, no rules. Just vibes and volume. Supporters rallied harder than ever, saying the line had been crossed. They argued that speculation reached a point where it stopped being discussion and became intrusion. Their stance was simple: concern is human, but turning it into viral theater is something else. And honestly, that message hit like a brick through a ring light. Critics, on the other hand, doubled down and said public situations bring public questions. They argued that visibility comes with scrutiny. That argument didn't whisper either. It marched in with drums. Nobody wanted to concede ground. Every reply section looked like verbal talk --. Meanwhile, something interesting started happening: fatigue. Yes, outrage, burnout, because the internet can only scream at maximum pitch for so long before the voice cracks. Some viewers started stepping back saying, "This is getting out of hand." When the spectators start calling timeout, the circus is overheating. Creators who went nuclear early suddenly discovered the word allegedly and started using it like a seatbelt. Funny how caution shows up after the roller coaster drop. Titles softened, tones shifted, thumbnails became slightly less apocalyptic, not calm, just less meteor strike energy. But consequences don't rewind just because wording changes. Narratives stick. Even unverified ones leave fingerprints. That's the brutal truth about viral storms. Corrections travel on foot while rumors travel by rocket. By the time clarity arrives, confusion already bought real estate. This situation also started affecting how people interpret every future move. Every post gets analyzed. every caption gets decoded. Every silence gets treated like a statement. When controversy reaches this level, even breathing patterns get reviewed by the internet jury. And let's talk about social trust, because that's the quiet victim in moments like this. When audiences watch conflicting claims, emotional reactions, defensive responses, and dramatic commentary collide, trust starts wobbling like a loose camera tripod. People don't know who to believe, so they pick a side emotionally instead of logically. That's not investigation. That's alignment. We also saw something else unfold. Reputation echo. Old controversies resurfaced again. Whether they were directly connected or not, that's how online memory works. Nothing expires. The archive is undefeated. The timeline never forgets. It just waits for a trending excuse. The public image impact here is layered. Some viewers walk away more supportive than before, others walk away more skeptical. And some walk away completely checked out, saying celebrity drama now feels like a scripted series with rotating plot twists and recycled cliffhangers. Attention doesn't just rise, it also abandons. Relationships around any public figure feel pressure when narratives explode like this. Associates get questioned, friends get asked to comment. Silence becomes suspicious. Neutrality becomes controversial. It's social dominoes. Tip 1. Watch 10 wobble. And here's the ironic twist: the louder the outrage, the more the truth demands patience. Real clarity takes time. Real verification moves slow, but the algorithm hates slow. The algorithm wants fireworks, not footnotes. Some observers began zooming out and pointing at the bigger pattern: how quickly health topics become headline weapons online. How easily concern turns into clickbait. How fast empathy gets edited into entertainment. That meta conversation might be the most important layer of all. And of course, it got less views than the shouting matches. Because reflection doesn't trend as fast as rage, Chrisean Rock's response continues to sit at the center of the storm like an anchor point. Supporters see it as firm denial of exaggeration. Critics see it as incomplete reassurance. Same statement to interpretations. Welcome to Internet Optics, where perspective edits reality. The situation also exposed how modern outrage functions like a subscription service.